Hello, thank you for joining me for this Yoga Bites video. Today, we're just gonna keep it simple, a nice slow flow that's gonna work into all of the joints. So join me for this practice and let's get moving. So this practice is gonna keep us low to the ground. We're gonna start off in a tabletop pose. So nice and easy, just getting a little bit of movement into the spine. Palms underneath of the shoulders, knees underneath of the hips. And we're just going to drop that low part of the ribs towards the ground while the head and the sit bones lift up, stretching through this solar plexus area. So just feel that lengthening, stretching, opening. Maybe start to just sway a little side to side while you're in your cow pose. Notice that sensation of stretching through the side ribs. And then pressing through the knees and the hands, rounding the back, finding that cat pose. And again, go ahead and just wiggle the hips a little bit. Noticing where you're feeling that stretch. And then coming back through into cow. Inhale deeply and exhale. So take that a few times. Your own breath's pace. And then we're going to sink back into a child's pose here. We're going to work through the wrists just slightly. So gently bring your hands in a little bit. So we're back in that tabletop pose. And we're going to turn the fingertips towards each other. Okay. And then just rock a little bit. Just draw a little circle over your hands. Taking the chest just slightly past. And then turn the hands so that the fingertips turn outwards. Now we're going to keep a soft bend in the elbows. So we're going to avoid locking out the elbows. And then we're going to turn so that the fingertips turn towards your knees. So we're not going to press too deeply into the heel of the hand. Just gently rock forwards and backwards here. And sinking back into your child's pose, we're going to slide the hands back and then gently, tops of the hands dragging forward and just stretching out into the forearm. Round your back as you come back up into cat, dropping into cow. And then we're just going to sweep our feet forward and come to a seated position. And allow that left leg to reach out to the side. Take your right arm up to the sky and just take a side bend here, making sure that we could have a clear view up above us. Stretching up through the side body, so getting a little bit of side movement and through the spine. And bring it back. Hand comes to the ground. Couple options here. If it feels good, just to keep grounded through the sit bones and reaching, go ahead and just stretch through that side body. But if you want to press the foot down and hop up onto the knee, extending through a little bit deeper into that side plank. And bring it down. Take that as a flow. So just like our cat-cow, back and forth, we're going to use that dynamic movement and we'll pair the breath. Here's an exhale and the inhale. And just notice how your body feels as you float back and forth. And we'll switch legs over to the other side. So just pressing into those sit bones, grounding in through the heel. Take that right hand to the inside of the right leg and lift the left arm up and find that side bend. Notice if there's any difference in flexibility from one side to the other. And just take note. Little inventory of the body. Taking the hand down and maybe staying rooted for that first time over and taking it back. And next time hopping up onto the knee, coming into that deep side plank and exhale. Finding your flow with the breath and seeing if you can lengthen through the breath so that you can take just a little more time with that movement. And exhale. And then back into center. We're going to roll back onto our hands and knees into tabletop. Give it a few of those cat cows. And then take that left leg out to the side, foot is flat, and go ahead and continue those cat cows. So we're going to get into the hip just a little bit more here. So as you're rotating the hip and pressing that foot into the ground, you can feel the pelvis rocking around that femur bone. And take it to the other side. Reaching out with that right leg, planting it in, rooting it into the ground so that you can feel the leg activated. And then as you do your cat-cow, you can feel that very focused movement through the hip. And we'll pull the knees in, sitting on the heels. Let's roll the shoulders back and just let the right ear drop to the right shoulder. Keeping that tall spine, keeping the heart lifted, noticing the sensations through the left side of the neck, and then gently bring it up and over to the other side. I don't know about you, but I always get lots of sensation when I stretch through the neck, lots of tension. And create a flow while you're taking the head up and over like an arch. Notice whether your shoulders try to creep their way up and try to keep them down. And then we'll take our chin to chest and look side to side a little bit. And then we're going to roll left ear to the left shoulder, and then let it pendulum over to the right. And if it feels good to take the head into some full circles, go ahead and do that. Just make sure you change directions to the other side. And we'll come back into our tabletop again. We're going to do a little arm movement here. So just sweep the arm back behind you. Keep both of your knees rooted in equally. So we're going to keep our hips squared to the floor. Twist a little in the torso, reaching up and forward as far as you can. And do that circle a couple more times. Really sweeping and stretching. Feel that movement in the shoulder. Hand comes down. Let's try it on the other side. Reach all the way up to the sky. Reach forward and back down. Again. One more time. And then we'll take that circle forward, opposite direction. Reach. And again, keeping those hips square to the ground. See if you can really feel this through the shoulder and through the spine. Think of that inhale as you lift up. And then to the other side, reaching it forward and around. Feeling those shoulder blades trying to stack as the spine twists. And back. We're just going to take the shoulders now and do some circles up to the ears, back and down, and then other direction. And then we're going to stretch. Reaching out with that left hand, slide it underneath and come down onto the shoulder. Again, keeping the knees pressed in equally so that we can keep the hips square. If it feels good to bring the hand down to the sacrum, getting a little deeper into that twist. You can do that. Or you can reach out with that leg, pressing it into the ground and activating a little bit more through the lower body while softening into that twist. And gently coming back to center and taking it to the other side. So reaching through with the arm, maybe taking that foot flat, or bringing that arm back behind. Just taking a few breaths here. And releasing back. All right, so we're going to get through the soles of the feet, a little stretch here. So turn your toes over, and we're going to sit our weight onto the heels. This could be a fairly intense stretch into the soles of the feet, so release it whenever you feel the need to. If it's available to slide the knees forward, get into that a little bit more. And place the hands down, point the toes, tap it out. We're going to root through the hands, turn the toes over, lift the knees up, and let's just stretch out into a nice downward facing dog here. Walking out the dog, one heel down, drawing the belly button back towards the spine, but pulling the torso towards the thighs. We're going to drop back down to the knees. We're going to roll back over into a seated position. We're going to take a nice forward fold. So, Janu Shirshasana, placing the sole of your right foot up against the left thigh, rooting through the sit bones. Draw the belly button back and lift the chest towards the toes. Grab wherever you feel that you can engage through a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Just let your heart reach out to your toes. Taking a little twist to the spine, we're going to walk the fingers outside and look up over that back shoulder. Still pulling the heart towards the toe, but twisting through the spine. And release. We'll take it to the other side. Rooting through those sit bones. Draw the belly back. Heart lifts forward. And engage through that nice deep stretch. And those hamstrings to wake up. And then taking the hands to the outside. Looking up over your shoulder. A few more deep breaths. And release. We'll take our easy sitting position. Go ahead and just shake everything out. Notice how the joints in your body feel. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this simple flow. Please comment below if there's anything you would like to see me do a future video for. I'm happy to abide. Have a great day.